Welcome to All Pro Football Data. My name is Jim Coburn, also known as Geometrics, and today's episode, talking about Nate Wiggins, cornerback out of Clemson, based on his production data profile and other statistical factors. He was named All ACC in 2023, and many people consider him the best cornerback, if not one of the best cornerbacks in this particular draft class. But do the numbers back up those claims? Let's find out. So, first off, if you're new to the channel, new to the stuff that I do, I use defensive market share data. You can pause the video real quick to kind of get a refresher on that if you haven't already. But looking at Nate Wiggins in terms of his production profile, he had a 47 percentile solo tackle score, 41 percentile interception score, and then a 76 percentile pass deflection score. This is out of 1,980 cornerbacks since the 1989 NFL draft class. Pretty inconsistent. Again, below average solo tackle data, below average interception data, but really good pass deflection data. Some of this has to do with scheme. Man corners typically don't get as many opportunities to tackle. They don't get as many opportunities to get interceptions. Most of the time, the only thing they really get opportunities to do is to make plays on the football in terms of pass deflection. So this is not surprising to me that he would produce like this if you're viewing him as a man corner, but it is kind of lower in production. He could have done a little bit better in terms of his production data. Now, moving to adjusted production data. This is kind of the meat and potatoes, the production for the context. It's a context production. So how productive was he for his level of competition? How productive was he for his team that he was on? Was he on a strong team? Was he on a weak team? These are things that matter. And also taking a look at his age as well. Looking at those factors, he scored pretty dang good in terms of those areas. So, for example, he had a 90 plus percentile age score, and then he had a very, very high 80 percentile, or actually probably in the 90 percentile range in terms of his pass score. So he had a very good production score and age score for him as prospect. Moving to the comparables for him. So these are the prospects that tested very similar to him. Guys like Eric Wright, James Bradbury, Akilah Witherspoon, Denzel Ward, Deonte Banks, and then Nate Wiggins. I would say Nate Wiggins compares most closely to Deonte Banks just based on his overall production traits. He's not quite the same as Denzel Ward because Denzel Ward had a much higher pass deflection score coming out of college than Wiggins, but Wiggins is still an intriguing prospect, nevertheless. Now, in terms of his outlook, I would profile Wiggins as a backup to Pro Bowl cornerback based on his production profile. Most cornerbacks with this profile tend to underperform in the NFL. So again, I understand it's the scheme. He's playing in the man scheme and man corners and all that other kind of stuff. They don't get opportunities to get tackles. They don't get as many opportunities to get interceptions. I get all that stuff. But at the same time, these guys, when they get to the NFL level, they do need to tackle. Again, I'm not trying to say that he's not a good tackler, but that is usually if you have a high solo tackle market share number or above average, that means you at least are competent as a tackler. So these are questions I would ask on film, realistically. And then, of course, interceptions. Does he have the ability to make a lot of plays on the football in terms of interceptions, which is a very important thing at the next level in the NFL. And a lot of times, players go to the Pro Bowl just because they can get, interceptions. So that has a big impact in terms of, if he's going to be a future Pro Bowler or not. Is a lot of times interceptions are a big factor into that. But anyway, so I would say if he tests well athletically, has great size, great length, great athleticism traits, and I think he could be a decent long-term starter based on his overall profile as a man cornerback. If he doesn't have the same sort of stuff that you're looking for in terms of athleticism traits and stuff like that, if he tests a little poorer, then I definitely would have a couple question marks here and there with him. But he definitely has a good profile. Again, as a man cornerback, I don't think there's anything wrong with him. He is very young. He's a very young prospect. There's a lot of room to grow. But those are kind of the question marks with him based on his data profile. So again, definitely a potential Pro Bowl cornerback. I think he would be worth a first-round pick if he tests well athletically but there are some question marks because of his lower end solo tackle and lower end interception market share. So with all that stuff out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Jim Coburn, also known as Geometrics on Twitter, formerly what now is known as X. Also check me out on my Patreon page, patreon.com/jcoburn, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.